I do not believe personally that this was an outside job. This was not some hackers from the outside that woke up that morning and was able to hack these accounts. These are very prominent people. The only person that can bypass two key authentication is someone who works at Twitter.
Let's get more on this with Santosh Rao, who joins us from Princeton, New Jersey. He's the head of research at Manhattan Venture Partners. Santosh, always great having your company. We heard there in the setup package, Greg Evans from National Cybersecurity Ventures thinks this was an inside job. What do you think?
I didn't hear the first part of your question. Can you?
Absolutely. In the little preceding package we had just before our interview, Greg Evans from National Cybersecurity Ventures said that he thinks this was an inside job. It came from someone within Twitter. What do you think?
Okay. Yes, right now there are a lot of unknowns at this point. Definitely looks like a coordinated effort. Could be an inside job. I won't rule that out. There are a lot of people trying to intrude into U.S. domains. So, I believe that. I agree with that. And because it was too coordinated, too well done, and too targeted for it to be a random attack, it was definitely an inside job.
Santosh, this doesn't seem like a lot of money for such a high-profile hack. We're only talking the realms of about $100,000. Is this just the tip of the iceberg? Could there be more data that's vulnerable?
Yeah, it looks like a fishing expedition, kind of poking and seeing what's out there and what's not. It really seems very. I don't know. I mean, the stakes were not that high. I don't know what he was really expecting, what he wanted to do, or what the group was trying to do. Was it just to get some attention? Was it to get back at Twitter for doing what they're doing in terms of the political environment and what they're doing to Trump and all the other stuff? Not really anything wrong, but just kind of enforcing some basic decency rules. So I don't know where they're coming from. There's so many motives that you can think through till we find out what really is going on. It was maybe just a case of just trying to spoil Twitter's reputation.
On that,
because they really didn't ask for much.
On that, the spoiling of their reputation, how damaging is this for Twitter's brand? These are high-profile accounts.
Yes, very damaging. I think it goes to the fact that Twitter has not been very aggressive in investing in its technology. This is not the first breach. You've had many in the past. And this is, you expect them to get tighter and tighter and control that, because Twitter has become the medium of communication, the first draft of history, like they say. So I think they need to go back to the table, really do something about it. Maybe the financial damage may not be very meaningful at this point, but there's definitely a red mark, a scar, really a black mark on them that they need to do something about it before it gets out of hand.
All right, let's change topics and talk about the EU's ruling against the data sharing with the US. The European Court of Justice has ruled against the Privacy Shield agreement. In layman's terms, what does this mean?
Yes, so I think this is going to be, it's really a case of European Union's importance of privacy and protection versus the surveillance regime in the US. I think it's about those two. So I think there has to be a middle ground. At stake is really EU complaining that US does not have the data privacy and protection that's needed or that's mandated in EU. So they want every country that's non-EU to have the same level of protections that EU has. So I think that's that. and US is saying, we have everything. So you're going to see a middle ground somewhere. The Facebook and other companies might go to the regulators here in the US and say, let's work on the surveillance issues that the EU has, and the EU, the companies in the EU will have to really work with them and say it's really not practical to really do that. So you're going to find some middle ground in between, because there's a lot at stake at this point, even for the European Union, the small companies that function in there.
Before we let you go, I want a quick question on Apple. It won its Court of Appeal ruling in the EU, meaning it no longer has to pay its billions of dollar back taxes to Ireland. What's the reaction been to that ruling?
Yeah, I think this was expected. As Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, said, it was never about stealing anything or stealing anybody or cheating anybody or stealing anything. They want to be fair. This one was not fair, basically, and Ireland is happy because they feel that they didn't really have a very unfair request out of Apple. So what you're going to see is, again, there's a little bit of changes there as well. Some laws may change. The European Union may tighten up little loopholes in there. But overall, I think everybody wants to work. Taxes are important. I don't think Apple wants to shake that, because Europe is a big market. So is China. So I think international is big for Apple. So they will work closely with the regulators and make things happen.
Santosh Rao, thank you so much for that input. Good to have you on the show.